Hallo und willkommen zu Abschnitt 28. This chapter is about the conjunctions. So this chapter is about the German Konjunktionen, as they are called in German, or in English, conjunctions. So let's have a look at what that actually is. We use conjunctions in order to connect a main clause with a subclause. Okay, and in this slide you see the sentence structure whenever we use conjunctions. Okay, so first comes the main clause, okay, der Hauptsatz, then comes the conjunction. Conjunctions are words like but and so on. I will show you each conjunction in the next slides. But this is about the word order here that you need to know. So first, after the comma comes the conjunction, then comes the subject, then comes the finite verb, which is the conjugated verb, okay, and at the end comes the rest of the information. Now, it could be that you have a subclause where you have two verbs. If you use a modal verb, for example, or if you use the future tense and so on, so you would have two verbs there. But here the structure is first the conjunction subject and the conjugated verb, okay, and at the end would come the verbs that is not conjugated. Okay, you will see a few examples. So just the word order that you have to keep in mind, okay? So main clause, comma, conjunction, subject, and the conjugated verb. Okay, now let's have a look at the first conjunction, which means doch. The best translation of doch is however. Doch also has other meanings, but let's just focus here on the word doch as a conjunction. Okay, so here let's look at an example sentence. Peter isst Pizza, doch isst lieber Knödel. Okay, it means Peter is eating pizza, that's the main clause. However, he rather eats Knödel. Okay, so you see the word order. Doch, the conjunction, as you see here in orange. Then comes the subject, he, isst. This is the conjugated verb, right, as you see here in green, and then comes the rest of the information in the sentence. Peter isst Pizza, doch isst lieber Knödel. Here the verb isst, okay, make sure when it's about eating, it comes from the verb essen. That's the infinitive form of that verb. It's essen, it's irregular. If you start conjugating it, it is isst, which means he eats. Okay, if it was written just with one s, it would mean he is. Isst with just one s. Okay, here it's about essen, so you need to put a double s here. Then the next example, ich lerne Italienisch, doch ich lerne auch Deutsch. Okay, I study Italian, however, I also study German. Doch ich lerne auch Deutsch. Okay, so you see the word order. This is what you have to keep in mind. The word order here is actually exactly the same as in the subclause after the conjunction. First the subject, then the verb. Right? It's exactly the same constellation of the sentence. So the next conjunction is the sondern. Sondern means but rather. Okay, it's not just the but rather. This is if we want to correct the main clause, if we want to correct the main clause in the subclause. So let's have a look. Here the sentence structure is exactly the same. It's always the same for all of those conjunctions that you will learn in this chapter. Let's have a look at an example. Ich möchte nicht Tennis spielen, sondern ich möchte Fußball spielen. So here it means I don't want to play tennis. Okay, so here the first sentence, the main clause, needs to be negative. Okay, I don't want to play tennis, but rather soccer. Okay, so the complete sentence would be ich möchte nicht Tennis spielen, sondern ich möchte Fußball spielen. This is the complete version, let's say, but if we speak, we leave this ich möchte, the subject and the verb out, because we have it here already, so you don't have to repeat it. Okay, so you just can say ich möchte nicht Tennis spielen, sondern Fußball. Okay. If you want to write it out, the word order would be like this. But you can just leave it out. You don't have to repeat it. You can just say sondern Fußball, but rather soccer. Okay. Then here we have Katrin tanzt nicht Salsa, sondern sie tanzt Ballett. So you can also say Katrin tanzt nicht Salsa, sondern Ballett. This would be the more common way to say it. Okay, you have to, the main clause needs to be formed in a negative way. So I don't want to do this, but I want to do that. I don't want to drink coffee, but I want to drink juice, for example. Okay, we are correcting the main clause with this word sondern. Katrin doesn't dance salsa, but ballet. Okay, you can say but rather. In some cases it is but rather, like here I don't want to do this but rather that. Here it's not about wanting, it's just about a fact. She doesn't do this but that, so here you don't need the rather. Here it wouldn't make sense. Okay, but in some cases if it's about what you want or what you like, you can say in the English translation would be but rather. Okay, good, that's the word sondern. So please don't use the word aber, which is the translation for but. Aber it's not about correcting, sondern it's about correcting the main clause. We use it quite often. Okay, so it would be great if you keep this word in mind, if you study that a little bit, maybe form a few own sentences to practice that. Then the next slide, here we have the conjunction denn. Denn means because. We also have a few more words for the translation of because, but then the word order would change. Okay, the good thing with denn is that the word order is like that, exactly the same as in the main clause. Okay, although we use this less than the other word for because, which is weil, but you will learn it later on in the A2 B1 level. Okay, so again the word order is the same. Here a few examples. Ich trinke Wasser, denn ich bin durstig. I drink water because I'm thirsty. Daniel trägt eine Jacke, denn es regnet draußen. Daniel wears a jacket because it is raining outside. Okay, here you see the word order with the colors. Denn es regnet, because it is raining. The next one is the oder. Oder means or. Okay, here the word order is exactly the same. Some examples. Ich fliege nach München oder ich fliege nach Berlin, which means I fly to Munich or I fly to Berlin. Okay, the word order here, as you see, you can also say ich fliege nach München oder Berlin. You don't have to repeat here the subject and the verb because we have it already in the main clause. You can just say ich fliege nach München oder Berlin, just as in English, I fly to Munich or Berlin, instead of saying the complete sentence again and say I fly to Munich or I fly to Berlin. You can do that, grammatically it's correct, but it's not necessary. Wir lernen Deutsch oder wir lernen English. We study German or we study English. So here you can also say wir lernen Deutsch oder English. Just the simple version here. We study German or English. This will be the more common way to say that, so you don't have to repeat the subject and the verb again. The next word here is und, which means and. Okay, so let's have a look. With the word und, with the conjunction und, you don't have to put a comma. That's why it's in brackets here. It's optional. It's actually replacing the comma. You can put it there, you can leave it out, as you like. Ihr wollt in die Alpen fahren und ihr plant nach Graz zu fahren. So it means you want to drive to the Alps and you're planning to travel to Graz. Okay, so it's just und and, exactly the same as we use it. Sie trinken Apfelsaft und sie trinken Mineralwasser. They drink apple juice and they drink sparkling water. Die Kinder spielen Fußball und sie spielen Fangen. The children are playing soccer and they play tag. Okay, that's the word und. The next one is aber, which is but. Here it's the normal but without correcting the main clause. Okay, heute bleibe ich zu Hause, aber du gehst ins Kino. Today I'm staying at home, but you are going to the cinema or to the movies. Du spielst Gitarre, aber du spielst kein Klavier. You play the guitar, but you don't play the piano. Okay, just the English but, here the German translation is aber. Okay, so that was the chapter about the conjunctions, or in German Konjunktionen. Please learn the verbs. If you have time, write a few own sentences. Watch out for the word order, but it's not too difficult with the conjunction because the word order after the conjunction is exactly the same as in a main clause. Okay. Tschüss und bis bald.